Where you from? Say my team. Where you from? Say my team. Saint Martin rock accent. Latest rapper that's recent. 37 squares, no brownies getting guap guap. Second money all day, all night. I rep my honor, that's alright.
When we talk about sustainability, the first thing that comes to mind is recycling. Reduce, reuse, recycle. We want to try our best to create a healthy environment for our next generations. But do you think that recycling alone will do the job? Especially on a small island like St. Martin, maybe 1 out of 15 people in St. Martin actually take part in the process of recycling. Let's focus on a bigger picture, the actual problem. What about sustainable energy? We use energy every day, 24/7. We use it to generate multiple things in our houses. We may not notice it, but there are certain things in our living environment that require energy all the time. For example, the fridge. Slowly but surely, people are trying to switch to solar panels, but then again, maybe 1 out of 15 make use of solar panels, mainly because of their financial situation and being unable to invest in this. Then again, do you think the use of solar panels alone can solve the energy problems we have here in St. Martin? This leads us back to the main question. What can our electricity company do to help us to be more sustainable when it comes to energy usage? Of course, the responsibility doesn't all lie in the hands of our electricity company, but after all, they can set a huge example on how to become more sustainable with energy.
There are numerous things GB can do to improve our outlook on sustainable energy. Some examples are the egg machine. You can get it on the action of turning your garbage into power by making an egg electricity from garbage generator. This machine can produce electricity without harming the environment. It is easy to make, and the bonus is that you can recycle your garbage instead of throwing it away. Our own dump is full of garbage that can be perfect for this project. We can slowly clean up the dump and use the garbage for our own benefit. Another major example would be the hydrokinetic electricity power generator. Hydrokinetic technologies use the power of moving water, ocean waves, to produce electricity. As we know, the north side of the island has the biggest waterways. Therefore, it is more reasonable to place them in the water of the north side of the island. Deploying hydrokinetic power generators instead of relying on fossil fuels for electricity generators avoids greenhouse gas emissions and other air pollution associated with fossil fuel use. GB can also invest in windmills to generate energy. The winds are high in the north, so it can be good for the windmills.
We need to bear in mind that St. Martin does not have any sustainable developments. Like some of our neighboring Caribbean islands like Jamaica, St. Kitts, Dominica, and St. Vincent, a backup sustainable power plant is non-existent. St. Martin's economy basically depends on tourism. Tourism cannot be a dependable source because it is not enough to support the island in economical situations for a long period of time. With the increasing percentage of the New World sicknesses, it has become more difficult to have smooth running economy based off of tourism. For example, if Ebola were to spread through St. Martin, we would no longer have the flow of tourism to support our economy, and it would eventually lead us to economical crisis. Back in the day, St. Martin used to thrive on the salt production on the Dutch side of the island. The Dutch used to eat a fish called haring and were only allowed to catch this fish once every year. To keep this fish fresh throughout the year, the Dutch needed to use the salt which was produced on St. Martin to keep the fish fresh. But St. Martin no longer produces salt because of the increase of the garbage that is thrown into the Great Salt Pond.
Good morning. We're here with the head of facility management, Mr. Rick Martina. Mr. Rick Martina, thank you for meeting with us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning, guys. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really encouraging you guys with the project. So I'm looking forward to your questions.
Okay, so our first question is, according to you, what is sustainability?
Sustainability, the word says it already, something to sustain. and in Dutch is duurzaamheid. In order to have a country going by itself, you must have something to last longer, a plan, an action, or agriculture, anything that can last longer to sustain a country.
Okay. What are the problems on St. Martin when it comes to sustainability?
As I mentioned just now, sustainability is a action, and one of the actions in St. Martin that they used to have before and they don't have it no more, which is agriculture. St. Martin don't have factories. We don't produce enough on the island. Everything is really imported. So I think with that, St. Martin have a big problem because St. Martin is relying a lot on tourism, and that's the main source of economy on the island.
What do you think is a possible solution for these problems?
As I said, you develop your agriculture sector, that's one. You can also develop raising cattle, whatever it is, gold, sheep, and things like that. But also looking more towards what St. Martin is busy with the National Development Plan, that it's national for the whole island, using solar power, using also what the other islands are exploring, what kind of source they can generate electricity on a better scale. So I think St. Martin needs a lot on that in order to shift a little bit from the tourism sector that they have and see if they can use more own resources in order to sustain the island.
And for you, do you think more people are taking part in recycling on St. Martin or no?
If you look on the other islands before, for instance, Barbados or Trinidad, where they have a lot of factories, they're making a lot of things there. So the production of what they are imported is bigger, and what they are making, they have the recycling machines that they do that. I mean, in Europe, it's a must to recycle. You have one container where you put your bottle in, a plastic bottle or glass bottle, and when you use it, the plastic bags or not. In certain places in the Caribbean already, they're stopping using those plastic bags and so on. So when you go to a store, you won't get a plastic bag no more. We can look at St. Martin, we see that the dump is getting bigger and bigger every day because of the amount of garbage that we are producing. So I think when we go into recycling, which is a part of sustainability, when you go into that, you have a duurzaamheid plan, which we can start recycling our own garbage. There is a possibility to make energy out of the garbage, but that is very, very costly, and I don't think St. Martin is so far yet.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Mr. Martina. We really appreciate it. And
We all love our island, and we want to see it flourish. But to accomplish that, we need to work together on making St. Martin a better place. The people of St. Martin, together with our electricity company GB, should help out in creating a better sustainable energy system.
Where you from? St. Martin. Where you from?